Hello, good evening. It's news from Africa.
Now I'm here headlines for this evening.
News 360 headline brought to you by Empa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Right, Office of the Special Prosecutor files charges against former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Abena-Dapaah for failing to declare her income.
Inspector General of Police's legal team accuses chairman of committee probing alleged plot to oust the IGP of bias and veering into areas beyond its scope.
This is where some of us have a problem with this whole thing. In the first place, if you are serving police officer, there is a process to use. It is not this place.
Aggrieved customers of defunct Gold Coast Fund Management Company dissatisfied with Finance Minister's failure to address their concerns during their picketing at the ministry.
Our approved 8.6 billion that's supposed to pay fund management customers in full has been calculated as part of the 26 billion that has been spent. Meanwhile, this money did not reach us.
In business news, economist Professor Peter Quarter says government's domestic debt exchange program imposed heavy economic burden, collapsing some businesses.
On the international front, diplomatic efforts to free more than 100 hostages reportedly being held by Hamas intensifies. We are live around the world on 3news.com. We are streaming on Facebook, and if you're watching us on DSTV, this is channel 279.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor has charged former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah with the offense of failing to comply with a lawful demand. Documents filed in court alleges that Cecilia Dapaah failed to fill and submit an income declaration form handed her by investigators. The OSP has in the last 2 months been investigating the former minister for possible ownership of tainted property, which investigators say cannot be attributed to her known income. $590,000 and 2.8 million cedis found in her residence has since been seized. Let's now look at the details of the latest action by the OSP. According to the OSP, the offense is that she failed to comply with a lawful demand of an authorized officer of this Office of the Special Prosecutor. It goes on to say that Madame Dapaah is being investigated for suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses. On July 24, she was handed a notice to declare her income and property within 30 days. And prosecutors say she has failed to do so. And possible sanctions against Madame Dapaah, if found guilty, include a minimum term of imprisonment of 2 years and maximum term of imprisonment of 4 years, or minimum fine of 6,000 cedis and maximum fine of 12,000 cedis.
Still on legal matters, the Attorney General says former Environment Minister Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng failed to cooperate with investigators who attempted to probe his controversial report. Godfrey Dame therefore concludes there is no evidence to form the basis for the prosecution of any of the named government officials and other persons for stifling the fight against corruption.
The prevailing situation now, it tells you that we still have a lot of work to do. The forest degradation is going on, the rivers are not clean and so on. We have so many rivers in Ghana, but apart from maybe the Volta in Afram, all the others have been impacted.
Professor Boateng had in his report to the Chief of Staff named a number of high-ranking officials whom he claimed had interfered with the work of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. He painted a disturbing picture of illegal mining in the country when he alleged even the president's backyard had been affected. The police service indicated it was investigating the matter. The Attorney General has since rendered an opinion on a docket as presented by investigators. Godfrey Dame says several attempts by police to obtain further information from Professor Frimpong Boateng to substantiate the allegations in the report and to assist them conduct investigations proved futile. The AG adds that investigations by the police have not revealed any evidence in support of the allegations. He therefore concludes that his office is unable to recommend the prosecution of any of the persons cited in the report. The Attorney General's office is, however, awaiting the outcome of investigations conducted in the case involving Seth Mante, John Ofori-Atta, and Eko Ewusi, who are alleged to be involved in the sale of excavators.
Let's get some legal opinion on this. Joining us via Zoom is private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu. Counsel, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, Name.
Right. First off, what do you make of the OSP's latest move? I beg your pardon. What are your initial thoughts on the advice given by the Attorney General, which clearly says that no evidence whatsoever has been adduced, especially by Professor Frimpong Boateng, so the persons that have been named cannot be prosecuted?
Well, Martin, apart from the matter of Seth Mante, John Ofori-Atta, and Eko Ewusi going on, the rest of the report represents a whitewashing of such blatant and flagrant destruction of our forests. The AG's opinion is whitewashing the situation. It's very nauseating. I mean, come on, I can't believe it that the AG would issue such an opinion. It's not good. Look, we have to get up and make all the noise we can to indicate to the Attorney General that this kind of legal opinion is not on, not in Ghana. No. We can't allow that to stand. Look, Martin, let's go straight for the jugular. I didn't see any part of the report actually, or the AG's opinion, showing that proper investigations were conducted. What do I mean by that? Who went to the forest to ascertain the destruction that Professor Frimpong Boateng talked about? None is shown in the opinion. 2, what inquiries were made from the Minerals Commission that, based on the pictures of the destruction that Frimpong Boateng showed, that was there any basis for the destruction? That is to say, was C&J Alaska authorized to mine? As far as we are aware, I'm going to Professor Frimpong Boateng, they were not authorized to mine. Yet this opinion doesn't talk about investigations from the Minerals Commission. Yeah, that's very key, because in Ghanaian law, you cannot mine without a mining lease. No, even salt. Look, common salt, the Ada Songo and other places, even salt. Salt is a mineral. If you are going to mine salt, you need a mining lease, right? So the thing is that, let's just stick to the facts. The incontrovertible facts from Frimpong Boateng's report were that Gabi Ochredako, cousin to the president, called him, Frimpong Boateng, to prevail upon him not to disturb, so to speak, C&J Alaska, because according to Gabi, his client, that company, had all the requisite licenses and permits, right? Yet Frimpong Boateng says no. From where he sits, there were none. Of course, you know, EPA was under Frimpong Boateng. So even if Minerals Commission, Frimpong Boateng couldn't speak with authority or Minerals Commission, at least I expect that with EPA, he could speak with authority. So for me, it shows that Frimpong Boateng said they didn't have any licenses to mine. And so that's the one I'll go with. So if the police want to show that the police and Attorney General want to show that Frimpong Boateng was wrong, they should have done the necessary checks from the Minerals Commission and incorporated that in their opinion. So to the extent that the opinion is silent on that side, I take it as a whitewashing of the situation. And indeed, that is the most serious part, because it's the destruction of the forest. Frimpong Boateng says C&J Alaska polluted the River Ofin by operating in the Upper Prema and then Kobro Forest. All right. So that is the crux of the matter. And Gabi doesn't deny that he called Frimpong Boateng, because look, Martin, I remember clearly that when this matter came up at the time, Gabi granted an interview where he confirmed that he spoke to Frimpong Boateng, but it wasn't to influence him. Right. I'm not talking about the influence side. I'm talking about the issue of C&J Alaska going into the forest. So from the conversation, nobody would deny that C&J Alaska went into the forest. So once that one is incontrovertible, the next thing is that you check the paperwork. Did they have authorization to mine? Specifically to mine, because the distraction we saw was distraction caused by mining. That's illegal mining in this case.
And Mr. Kpebu, just to play the devil's advocate here, clearly it was would it be your opinion then that maybe the Attorney General did not clearly understand these concerns that were raised by the professor, or misdiagnosed what the professor had put out and was looking at just the individuals involved rather than the evidence in terms of the things these individuals are said to have committed or been involved in?
Well, Martin, I don't have a crystal ball, so it's difficult to tell. Well, if it's a mistake, that's why I said we should all get up and make as much noise as we can to tell the AG that his opinion is incomplete. If it's a mistake, why not? Fine, we all make mistakes. So if he comes out to say, okay, he's saying that his opinion doesn't cover these matters, he wants the CID to go back and do it. Sure, we will applaud him for it. Let's not make a mistake. We all make mistakes. So if somebody makes a mistake and he's quick to accept it, why not? Because Martin, let me mention this. You know, as we speak now, about a year ago, we reported Chairman Wontumi to the CID for going into the Tano Nimiri forest without a license, where even the Minister for Lands and Forestry, Abu Jinapo, said it. He himself said it, that look, Chairman Wuntumi's company had no business entering Tano Nimiri forest. The point I'm making is that till date, the CID said they are investigating it. It's almost a year. So I don't understand how come Frimpong Boateng's case came just a few months ago, and CID, the same CID, they say they finished, and then they based on that, the AG is whitewashing the Frimpong Boateng report. No, we can't. We reported Chairman Wontumi, myself, Engineer Kenashigbe, Kwame Saponesiedu, and Adam Senanu, the anti-corruption crusader. We reported Chairman Wontumi about a year ago and his company, and the CID are still investigating painstakingly. So I'm aware in that investigation, they had to go to the Tano Nimiri forest. Right. They had to go and take pictures, everything painstakingly. So this AG opinion, no, it's not on. We'll throw it out. Throw it out. You have to go back and do a new one.
Mr. Kpebu, thank you so much for your thoughts as always, and pleasure talking to you. Martin Kpebu is a private legal practitioner talking to us on the latest regarding the OSP's, I beg your pardon, the advice by the Attorney General on Professor Frimpong Boateng's allegations.
And we do understand there are new developments on the Cecilia Dapaah case. Let's cross over to our legal correspondent, Joseph Akable. Joseph, thank you so much for your time. Can you give us updates on this new development?
So the latest is that Madame Dapaah has, through her lawyers, filed some processes at the High Court challenging the conduct of the Office of Special Prosecutor in relation to her. And so she makes the point, first and foremost, that as far as she's concerned, she believes that the OSP's decision to re-seize her money and also proceed to freeze her account once again were unlawful. In the context to this, like you recall, some weeks back, the High Court did give an order for the Office of Special Prosecutor to release $590,000 as well as 2.8 million cedis that they had seized during a search of her residence. Now, you recall that when she went over to the Office of Special Prosecutor, the money was given to her. When she got to the car park, she was asked to come back to the office, at which point the money was seized again. And the interesting thing is that we know that the case is coming up in court tomorrow. This is a fresh action entirely, in which she's saying that that conduct of the OSP is arbitrary, is unlawful, and is contrary to the power that is granted the Office of Special Prosecutor. So as a result of that, she's asking the court to order the Office of Special Prosecutor to release the money that was seized and also to unfreeze her bank account. She's also interestingly asking for an order prohibiting the Special Prosecutor from continuing the investigations of herself. And so she doesn't want to be investigated by Special Prosecutor anymore, and asking for any other order that the court may deem fit. And the interesting thing about all of this is it's coming at a time when the OSP, just what the news we gave our viewers already is the fact that he has decided to file charges against her in relation to a failure to complete an income declaration form. And so this is the latest on the Dapaah matter is that she has filed court processes asking for an injunction to stop the Office of Special Prosecutor from investigating her entirely, as well as release of her seized funds and unfreeze her accounts.
Joseph, thank you so much for your time. And Joseph Akable is our legal correspondent.
Right, so clearly we have some interesting days ahead of us. Let's turn our attention now to the bipartisan parliamentary probe on the leaked audio tape purported to oust the IGP. Now, the Inspector General of Police's legal team expressed concern about the conduct of the chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachiah, accusing him of being biased and directing the committee into areas beyond their scope. Duke Mensah Opoku reports.
The committee held its hearings entirely in camera. The Inspector General of Police attended but left before it ended. His lawyers expressed satisfaction with the committee chairman's conduct.
This is where some of us have a problem with this whole thing. If you have to bring the head of internal security here to come and listen to his subordinates as to whether they have some evidence concerning his work. In the first place, if you are serving police officer, there is a process to use. It is not this place.
Spokesperson of the IGP's legal team, Kofi Bentil, also expressed concerns about the chairman's decision not to allow members of the Police Management Board to observe proceedings at the hearing.
POMAP came here because this is about them also. And so they entered the room. Indeed, it is our argument that POMAP should have remained in the room. And even if the IGP had to leave, he could have left certain members of POMAP there to answer certain questions. But when we went in, the chairman said, well, it is supposed to be in camera, and therefore not everybody ought to be there. Again, out of abundance of respect for the Speaker of Parliament, for Parliament, and the committee and the chairman, POMAP members agreed and excused themselves, leaving the IGP and his lawyers. It is my view that it was a compromise.
The committee chairman denied allegations of bias against him.
It is very disappointing for anybody to say I'm biased. On the contrary, the generality of Ghanaians believe that I've steered the affairs of the committee well. And if anybody is having jitters, I'm going to sort of manufacture evidence against the IGP. It has no accord with common sense, because what we are doing here, with the greatest of respect, is being recorded. So Atachiah, with whatever dexterity, will not be able to improve upon the evidence. We have finding committee, and it is being recorded and transcribed verbatim. So how am I being biased?
Amidst allegations of bias, the committee, especially its chairman, is swimming through the murky waters, hoping to conclude its work soon and present its report to the plenary. Duke Mensah Opoku, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
In more news tonight, aggrieved customers of defunct Gold Coast Fund Management Company are dissatisfied with the Finance Minister's failure to address them during their picketing at the ministry. The group is requesting the disbursement of approximately 5.5 billion. Has the rest of the story.
It's been about 3 hours since aggrieved investors of the Gold Coast Fund Management Company began picketing here at the Ministry of Finance. Their demands to push the Finance Ministry to authorize the release of some 8.6 billion cedis bailout package approved by Parliament. The Gold Coast Fund Management Company in November 2019 had its license revoked by the Security and Exchange Commission, and this affected persons who had already made huge investments in the company. As a result, an amount of 8.6 billion cedis was approved by Parliament to settle these aggrieved investors. A partial amount of 3.1 billion cedis was paid by November 2020, but the remaining 5.5 billion cedis has still not been received 4 years on.
The remaining 5.5 billion was approved in 2021 main budget. When that approval that was done. There has not been disbursement, but all documents available from the Finance Ministry and the government in the Parliament House and the public domain indicates that the government has spent 26 billion in paying out customers who fell victims to the financial cleanup. And when you try to digest the component of these 26 billion that the government claims it has spent, our approved 8.6 billion that's supposed to pay fund management customers in full has been calculated as part of the 26 billion that has been spent. Meanwhile, these monies did not reach us. That is why we are here today.
The ministry during picketing called for a meeting with the leaders of the group, but that ended in disappointment.
They had wanted to engage us and we refused to engage. That's why we made ourselves available. They have just seated us in just a reception and no one has attended to us for the past 40 minutes. And this is a disrespect, a gross disrespect.
Many of the investors, some pensioners, have been bearing the brunt for the past 4 years.
In fact, I have been made immobile. I'm not able to move anywhere. How I take care of myself, only God knows.
Like about this time I die. Like I know be my kiddies and my brothers and my sisters. Like about this time I die. Up to now, yesterday I want to buy my BP medicine. I buy the 50, I think 56. Now it be 138. Ghana Cedi. How?
It's not easy at all. If I tell you it's easy, because nobody having such an amount, I would not like to be a burden on someone.
They want their monies here and now.
Yeah, bro.
The group intends to picket for the next 48 hours. Judith Brown, TV3 News, Finance Ministry, Accra.
On to some other stories now. Former First Lady Theresa Kufuor will be laid or given a state burial on the 16th of November 2023 at the forecourt of the State House in Accra. President Akufo-Addo, who made the announcement, said the former First Lady brought dignity to the office of the First Lady. He was speaking when a delegation from the family of former President John Kufuor called on him at the Jubilee House.
The delegation, led by Ewa Domase Achempemhine Nana Amoajewu Buahin, was at the Jubilee House to formally announce the demise of the former First Lady and inform the President on the arrangements made by the family for her funeral. President Akufo-Addo, who eulogized the former First Lady, said preparations are underway to give her a befitting state burial. Theresa Kufuor and I have come a long way. I am deeply saddened by her demise. Sometimes we don't understand the ways of God. I visited the family on that particular Sunday where the former President Kufuor broke the news.
She deserves it. Very fine, dignified.
The majority leader in Parliament, Osei Mensah Bonsu, wants the New Patriotic Party to continue engaging Alan Kyerematen, citing his strong loyalty to the party's ideology as a potential return to the party. The Swami Member of Parliament tells TV3 he was surprised when Alan pulled out of the NPP flag-bearer race and subsequently resigned from the party.
Alan Kwejo Kyerematen withdrew from the New Patriotic Party flag-bearer race on September 5 and quit the party on September 25.
I'm honorably resigning with immediate effect to contest for the high office of the President of the Republic of Ghana in the 2024 general elections as an independent presidential candidate. It is abundantly clear to me that my services and contributions to the party are not appreciated.
The resignation of the leading member since the party's inception shocked many. The majority leader in Parliament, Osei Mensah Bonsu, says he was surprised and wants the party to continue to engage Alan for a possible comeback.
My Bible teaches me
Christ Jesus it was, who said to us that if you have sheep numbering 100 and one goes missing or goes astray, you leave the 99 to fetch the one that has gone astray. So I think that every effort still must be made, even if there is a 1% possibility. Let's see what will come out of it.
He says he is aware the concerns raised by Alan were being addressed by a committee that was set up by the party. I asked if Alan's independent candidature in the 2024 elections would affect the MPP's chances, particularly in the Ashanti region.
These are early days, and you are talking about a now situation when we are saying that let's still engage to see if he will come back. So for now, to go into specifics will be a bit of a difficulty. It may hamper the reconciliation that I'm suggesting is still possible to bring him back. But the final decision rests with him. And I'm hoping that what we've started would yield positive dividends so that we are able to stand together.
But the majority leader was quick to add that historically, independent candidates had not performed well in the country's general elections. It is only time that will tell if the NPP should try to convince Alan and if he will agree and make another comeback to the party. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News.
Let's now go to the Ashanti region, where victims of the Ketia market fire have expressed concern over being neglected after the incident. The affected part of the market remains cordoned off almost 7 months after the fire, despite assurances to reconstruct it within the shortest possible time. Ibrahim Abubakar has come through with the following report.
During his visit to the Ketia market fire victims, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia assured them of government support.
Assurance is that the affected victims will be supported.
Other officials made several promises to reconstruct the affected area to ensure traders return to business. The burnt area was cordoned off for reconstruction, but nearly 7 months later, work has not yet begun.
We, as victims, are going through a lot now. With respect to whatsoever pledges or promises that the government made, nothing has been done at all. The place has still been locked up, and then there is no sign of working, or there is no sign that they will be coming there soon. We ask management is not giving us any assurance. All that management is saying that they are also looking up onto government. So we urge that government will come to our aid, because life has been very tough.
Akosia Owusua couldn't retrieve any items from a shop during the fire on March 15 and has been forced to trade with her colleagues on a tabletop near one of the market stairs. I just have to manage on this table since I have no place to trade after our shops got burnt. The promise to reconstruct the affected part is yet to be fulfilled. Most of my colleagues are at home because of unavailability of space to operate. Sometimes I have to even run away from my debtors. Things are really tough now because I don't earn much to cater for my family. Government should intervene. Some traders are requesting from government when the burnt area will be reconstructed.
Has the government ever bothered to know how the victims are surviving till date? When will the traders be restored back to the trading again?
The facilities management says it is working to secure funds and reconstruct the damaged area, but has not disclosed the start date for the reconstruction process, leaving affected traders to await the rebuilding of their shop.
These victims want authorities to, as a matter of urgency, reconstruct the market for them to bounce back to business. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Away from the Ashanti region, the University of Ghana says it will sack all level 200 and 300 students with less than 1.0 cumulative grade point average in new stringent modifications to its regulations governing the progression and withdrawal processes for undergraduate students. According to the university, the changes, while aimed at upholding academic standards, will come with a potential student status loss. Per the release, should students CGPAs fall short of the mandated threshold, they will be met with official withdrawal letters delivered to the official UG email addresses. There are concerns, however, as to what happens to students who have already made payment for tuition for the academic year with the coming into effect of this new regulation.
The Bell Aqua Natural Mineral Water has presented packs of bottled water and assorted drinks to the Kolebu Department of the Psychiatry to commemorate the Mental Health Day. The company is also liaising with other stakeholders to eliminate stigma, promote healthy living standards, and undertake a break project.
Mental health has become a public concern due to low funding for its activities, stigmatization of individuals involved, and lack of political will to address emerging concerns.
We're talking about even drugs for the patients. You don't have sufficient drugs in the system. Patients come, you give them the drugs, the next time they come, they will not get the same drugs.
Managers of Bell Aqua Natural Mineral Water is implementing a project dubbed Take a Break, aimed at promoting healthy mental living among the working class.
A lot of us, including myself, we go through a daily stress, pressure, a lot of things happening at home and at work. So what is the best way? And we realize that mental health is something in Ghana people don't want to talk about. And Bell Aqua decided to reach out to everybody, that this is the opportunity for us to talk together about it. It's not about mad people or things like that. It's about us and our daily lives.
The company donated packs of Bell Aqua Natural Mineral Water and assorted drinks to the hospital. This year's Mental Health Day is marked under the theme Mental Health is a Universal Human Right.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. When we return, we bring you the latest in the world of business, sports, entertainment. All coming up. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo Superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush.
Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger.
Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcate. Happy smile.
Choose
Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Wow, this place has changed, yo! Yo, Ajwa, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe. That gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, with the wap Ponsano and Casa, just like I remember.
Uncle Ebo, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, chai, name shrimp kwampa.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, fie. It's delicious, yo!
This advert is FDA approved.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
He's here with all the facts and figures, Michael Obodu. Thanks for your time, Michael.
Thank you.
What is Professor Peter Quartey saying about the effect of the domestic exchange program on businesses?
Well, he's saying that it's really negatively impacted them and the economy.
Okay, give us the details.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obodu. Now, the director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, Professor Peter Quartey, has observed that the domestic debt exchange program has come at a very high cost to the economy. He noted that the program has led to the collapse of some businesses, while others are barely surviving.
The challenges of the Domestic Debt Exchange Program (DDEP) on businesses seem to be eroding the purpose of the exercise. According to Director of Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research (ISE), Professor Peter Quartey, the impact of the DDEP could linger for a long time.
It's come at a very high cost. The painful debt exchange program, some businesses have gone down as a result of all these restructuring processes. It's come at a cost to even the country.
The cost of the domestic debt exchange program bites individuals too.
It's come at a very high cost to Ghanaians. The painful debt exchange program has caused a lot of people to lose income. It's really been a big challenge. Even if you look at real incomes, people's real income have all come down or reduced. If you look at the rate of inflation and look at match it against increases in wages, we can say that real wages have declined, and by extension, livelihood.
Now, President of the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, Dr. Humphrey Eyim Dake, is calling for efforts to sustain the gains chalked so far under the IMF program, from the relative growth to the stability of the local currency. He was speaking at the 12th Ghana Economic Forum held in Accra. The local currency has experienced some relative stability, hovering around 11 Ghana cedis to the dollar since the inception of the IMF bailout program. The economy has also experienced some growth, higher than the earlier projections of just about 1.5%. President of AGI, Dr. Humphrey Eyim Dake, says plans must be put in place to preserve the progress after the IMF program has ended.
That becomes an opportunity or a transitional period to offer solutions that we need to start now, that in the long term, when the IMF period is over, the transitional period would have consolidated our strategies to make sure our export earnings will be robust, our industrialization agenda will be robust.
Meanwhile, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Ituahene has stressed the need to review the constitution in order to cap government's borrowing capacity.
Whoever is in charge, begin to think about putting a debt cap or debt limit like the Americans, so that when you get to a certain 50% of the GDP, you have to go and amend the constitution before you can spend. Because if a law is part of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, it is easy when you have majority in parliament. They say, yeah, and then they move the goalpost. And when they move the goalpost, it doesn't help us. But if it's constitution entrenched, you cannot do that. That's why I'm saying that we must look at the constitution very, very well.
Ghana's economy may have recorded some relative stability since the introduction of the IMF bailout program. However, to achieve the desired results with the economy, there must be pragmatic steps and collaborative efforts. Michael Obodu, 3 Business, Accra. Meanwhile, former Finance Minister Seth Terkper is calling for standard practice of accounting and expenditure rationalizing as a blueprint for successive governments. He noted that this is critical to control the country's debt stock.
We should stop the habit of footnotes. We should stop the habits of not providing adequately for arrears. We have over 100 at the last count when I was in office, qualified chartered accountants at the Controller and Accountant General. They can move the country to semi-accrual accounting. Right. And then we must, today we have in the IMF program that we must improve on our accounts payable, practices, pipelines, and other things. These are what are the elements of reforms and moving the country to not full accrual. Let me repeat again, in 2015 budget, I called on the Institute of Chartered Accountants, of which I'm a member, to give the country a standard so that we stop the arbitrary. One government using this method, another government using other methods. If we apply IPSAS, similar to the private and Bank of Ghana and the financial institutions applying IFRS, nobody would have the option of saying this is the way I want to, tackle government accounting.
Well, that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, please visit our website, 3news.com. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next, sports.
Introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Whenever you fly to space, or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teeth and discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, gee. My head really aches. Feeling cold and feverish.
Ah, sorry. I know the solution to your problem. It is Procode.
Procode? I bought some 3 days ago, but I'm not seeing any improvement. You can even have a look.
Let me look at it. Ah, this is fake. Let's go to the drugstore. Please, we want Procode. No, not this.
Oh, but this does the same work, and it's even far cheaper.
No, we insist you give us Procode from Kojak. I don't understand why people give this fake Procode. And why they don't give the fake one, then they give you a similar one with a different name and tell you it works the same. But it is not so. The only Procode we know is from Kojak. If it's not Procode from Kojak, then we won't accept it.
Wow. So this is the original Procode. It has the logo and Kojak boldly written on it.
Yes, for quick and effective relief from headache, flu, nasal congestion and other feverish conditions, insist on Procode from Kojak.
Procode, K-O-J-A-C-H. Procode.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for sports. Yao Ofosulabi is with us. So we know the Ghana Boxing Authority has some controversy hanging around it. What's
Huge controversy. And so on Saturday in the boxing league, a boxer won his bout. He was declared the winner. Hand was raised. And then on Monday, the GBA president sits on TV and says that the decision was overturned. And so the boxing gym of the boxer, heavily incensed, had a press conference today. Yeah, exactly. I get to do some sports news this year on News 360. And to our first story. A storm of controversy has erupted following the Ghana Boxing League bout.
The unexpected reversal has triggered outrage, particularly among female supporters of the Bronx Boxing Gym, who firmly believe that the split decision initially awarded to Quartey should remain unchanged. The controversy stems from Emmanuel Quartey's victory over Jerry Latte at the Bukum Boxing Arena last Sunday. Quartey, representing the Bronx Gym, had secured a split decision victory over Latte from the Ghana Army after 6 rounds of intense boxing. During a press briefing, head coach of the Bronx Gym, Carl Loco, expressed his disbelief and frustration, labeling GBA President Abraham Nikwe Quartey as a big liar.
With all the trainers I have here, they have not spoken to Quartey. They don't know even the last time they spoke to Quartey. So that is a big lie. He is lying. He have not communicated anything. And for your information, the fight happened around 2 something. That means Sunday morning. So what time did they do the review? Where did they sit to do the review? Did they invite the Bronx Gym and the opponent's gym? That is the best way we know it has to be done.
However, the Bronx Gym team claims that they have not been officially contacted regarding this matter. The GBA is yet to respond to the matter after the declaration of the change on live TV.
That's a heavy controversy in that bout there. But let's move on and do some more stories. And Ghanaian champions Mediama SC have issued a press release refuting recent reports that they have selected Baba Yara Stadium as their home venue for the CAF Champions League group stage games. Now, the club clarified its stance in response to local media reports that suggested otherwise. Now, in an official statement, the club stated, and I quote, "We bring to the notice of our supporters and the sporting public that Mediama Sporting Club has not selected the Baba Sports Stadium in Kumasi as its venue for the group stage of the 2023-2024 CAF Champions League. The club further explained that their first choice home venue is the TNA Stadium in Takwa, pending inspection and clearance by the Confederation of African Football, that's the governing body of football on this continent. Mediama emphasized that only the Baba Stadium in Kumasi and the Cape Coast Stadium have been approved as venues for the group phase games in the CAF Interclub competitions. Well, on some more stories, and UK and Ireland have been announced as host of Euro 2028 by UEFA, with the event set to be worth £2.6 billion. Now, while Italy and Turkey are also confirmed to host Euro 2032. Now, a formal decision for the events were taken on Tuesday in Nyon in Switzerland after the respective bidders made presentations to UEFA's executive committee. Now, the UK and Ireland focused on the Euro 2028 bid with UEFA's approval when they ended the plan to be Europe's preferred candidates for the 2030 World Cup. All right, so on that note, we end the sports news this evening here on News 360. My name is Yao Fusulabi. Entertainment News will come after the break.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Mommy!
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID, no savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyle, Vodafone, Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
And that's our cue for entertainment. Anita is with us so after God knows how many years.
And 5 years. Almost 5 years, yes. We finally have a president.
That's surprising.
Not too surprising.
Sir,
yeah.
Can you give us the details?
Okay, and so my name is Anita Ekia Ekufu, and veteran highlife musician and acting musical president Bessa Simons has been elected new president of the Musicians Union of Ghana after almost 5 years of being in court. The Belembe composer polled 324 votes to beat Ras Caleb Apia Levi, who managed some 66 votes. And Bessa Simons called on the rank and file of Musica to unite and work together to build a vibrant union.
Coming. We've been through a lot. Anytime we get ready, something happens. But for now, I would like to thank everybody who has played a role in making this a success. Election committee, the vibrant team, the true musical members stood between thick and thin to make this happen. And I think this victory is not for Bessa Simons, it's for the Musicians Union of Ghana. It's for musicians in Ghana, because this is the time for us to unite and come together and make this industry work.
Now you have every support, every power to lead the Musician Union of Ghana. We want to find out what are the things that you're going to set your eyes on. Your first 100 days.
My first 100 days, I know I'm going to put a solid team together. I'm going to sit down with my executives, and then we're going to see how best we can all work together. So anybody that has to come on board, anybody who has good ideas, can come forward with the ideas, and we're going to make sure it works, and we're going to move forward. So anybody with good idea, this is not the time to be confrontational.
Congratulations going out to Bessa Simons. But meanwhile, his contender, Ras Caleb Apia Levi, has been reacting to the outcome of the musical elections. He wished Bessa Simons the best of luck in his endeavors, but made it clear that he cannot work with his administration. And to him, what will be a waste of time.
Ras Caleb Apia Levi also pulled some 66 votes, and you came second. Bessa Simons had 324 votes. We want to find out how you received the news.
If they vote for him, who never washed their feet, it's up to them. I am in Accra here. I have Pan-Africa Ghana, Prodigy International Production Association, and they are all dealing with musicians. So I wish Bessa Simons a healthy rulership, and waiting in 4 years' time, what? I will still be a carpet member of Musica. I don't want any status as...
No, I was going to ask that, will you be ready to serve in any capacity in his administration?
Official?
Yeah.
No, I would have done it in a boss administration. I'm not going to waste my time in a union that doesn't want to grow. I love Musica, but not this one. Okay? So...
Is it because you did not win this election?
Not because I didn't win, but because of the rot. And also, the people who vote against me, they should wallow in their poverty.
Oh, that's a harsh one.
Yes, because it is. When you go everywhere, they want to. And look here, those who took monies from me.
So you give out some money?
Yeah, they asked for it. I didn't go flash it out.
That's illegal. That's not proper.
That's not proper. I didn't say, oh, get this money to vote for me. They requested. Even today when we were here, one region called that they want to get some money for those who are coming from a place to give them.
You have to send some.
I send money from here through Momo.
All right, and so that's it for the Entertainment News segment. My name is Anita Ekia Ekufu. Have a good evening.
Diplomatic efforts are said to be intensifying to try to free some of the more than 100 hostages reportedly being held by Hamas. The focus appears to be on a swap involving women and children, including Israelis and other nationals, in an exchange for Palestinian women and children in Israeli jails. A diplomat briefed on the talks told the BBC that discussions were underway involving mediation by the Gulf state of Qatar, where some of Hamas political leaders are based. The U.S. was described as co-coordinating the process. It doesn't include the Islamic Jihad group, which has reportedly seized about 30 hostages. Both Israel and Hamas have publicly denied any hostage negotiations are taking place, but a diplomatic source said the talks were gathering pace.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martin Asiedu-Date.
I am Portia Gabodu. Join us again at 10 p.m. for Ghana Tonight. Have a lovely evening.